The season 3 finale of Invincible came and went, and it was glorious. But we still have a couple more things to go in Invincible, and I wanted to dedicate this video to the upcoming fights that I personally would like. Just by the way, this is a spoiler warning for anything that happens in Invincible, as I'm probably going to be revealing the fights that happen later in the comics. If you're only a show watcher and don't want anything else spoiled for you, click off this video now. There's going to be a lot of other stuff. If you don't care, stick around. You'll get to know some cool things to look forward to. And if watching this season finale has actually piqued your taste for what's happening next, I cannot recommend enough actually reading the entire Invincible run. The show actually does a fantastic job of adapting the comic. It is pretty much one for one, except the show actually adds some bits in there that improve the story overall. So as always, please go to your local comic book shop and please support them in buying this book if you are interested in reading it. I cannot recommend it enough. This is legitimately a great comic book. So, Conquest versus Invincible was a big fight in the comic books. It was Mark's first legitimate time fighting and beating a Viltrumite. But he's got a bit more fights in him, considering that we're only about a third of the way through the entire comic story. And as Robert Kirkman says, he's planning for about 8 seasons of Invincible. So we have about maybe 4 to 5 seasons left of this show. I'm gonna rank out some of my favorite fights. In first place, I got Thrag versus Battle Beast. This is the fight that I've been waiting for, because Battle Beast is vicious. You saw the way that he was beating up Mark. Versus Thrag, the Viltrumite king, essentially. So having him and Battle Beast fight together, and that fight took a lot. It took several pages in the comics for that fight to end. I think they said in the comic that it took maybe about a month for them to finish that fight. It was bad, but that's going to be far down the line, maybe even season 5 or season 6. We then have Invincible versus Conquest 2, the second fight that Mark has against Conquest. As you saw in the season 3 finale, Conquest is still alive and being held by Cecil in the underground bunker. He's not going to be there for long, and he's going to go back to finish the job against Mark, because as we know, Viltrumites have a crazy healing factor. The other fight that I'm looking forward to is the Viltrumite War itself. This is the fight where Mark, Thaddeus, Omni-Man, Alan, a lot of allies, and the coalition of planets finally take the fight to the Viltrumites. And as we know in the comic books, the Viltrumites themselves are maybe about less than 100 or less than 50 left. So it's going to take everything they got in this fight. And that was issue 75. The fight between Mark and Conquest, which is the fight we just saw, was issue 64. So we should see that towards the end of next season. And then the last one is the final fight between Mark and Thrag. Of course, the fight between Omni-Man and Thrag is pretty great, but Invincible versus Thrag is the ultimate end fight. This is the last one that Mark has to go through before he becomes the Viltrum Emperor. So seeing this fight play out where him and Thrag are fighting on the surface of the sun is gonna be insane to see. But what do you think so? And to any of my comic readers, what's some moments in Invincible that you guys are looking forward to seeing in the next couple of seasons? Let me know in the comments down below and click on here for another video.